Hi everyone, thanks for coming to Pot About with me today. I'm going to be moving my first African violet plant, just a starter, which I had planted into an experimental trial. Basically, I've been collecting a lot more African violets, however, I'm not having enough time to water them all. So what I want to do is just to experiment to see if I can get a plant successfully started on a Wick watering system. So this is just a plug I have of it's a St. Paulia, just an African violet. It might be an Optimara version, I'm not sure what it is, but I know it is just a burgundy color. When I bought it, I never got the name or any specific details about the plant, just except that it was an African violet and obviously the color that it was. So I've just grown it here and I thought it would be a good plant to experiment with. Just because if anything happens to it, I won't really feel the loss from losing a plant which I like. It is an experiment, of course, so if this is successful, I will plan on moving some of my other plants onto a wick watering system, but there's a few things I'm trialing here in terms of the actual wicking material which I'm using, plus just the potting mix as well, because I've never done it before and I've just watched some videos, so I thought I would give it a try. So basically this is the plant I'm going to be using. It's just a plug, as I said. I planted it on I think it was the 22nd of March. It has got some new leaves coming through in the crown, and not too many roots, but you can see. So I know with wick watering they do need to have some, I would say, I've been told it's substantial root systems, but I mean, this is the best I have at the moment, so I'll just try that. And I've got a potting mixture which is 50% potting mix or plant or African violet mix, I would say. And then I've added 50%, honestly it might be a little bit more than 50% of vermiculite to that and perlite, but I'll just see how it does. As I say, it's just an experiment. If it's too little, I can always adjust these later and see what to do. And then I'm going to be planting it in an 8 cm pot, this plastic pot, and then the reservoir I'm using is just my normal 10 ounce or a 300 milliliter plastic cup. So this sits relatively well inside there. And most of my plants are going to be going into these 8 cm pots, so I am going to try this. It is a bit light. I'm hoping once it's filled with water it would be a bit more stable to hold the plant, because it is a bit high and I don't want it to topple over, but I think once it has got some water inside it will be a bit more stable. And then finally I have got the actual, let me see if I can scoop it out, it's the wicking material. Now I have, on everything I've been watching, you have to use a synthetic wick. To be honest, I should have really tried this to see if it is absorbing enough water. Basically, I think I watched a video where you just take a piece of paper, you let it sit in the wicking material, the water in the reservoir, and just like let it touch the paper. And then as it draws in the water, it should make a large amount of the paper quite wet. I haven't actually done that. I've just dipped this in water with some, what do you call, dishwash or washing up liquid, just to remove some of the, I don't think, maybe the coatings they called on the wicking material, just so that loosens it up a bit, I guess, and maybe just cleans it out. So I've washed that up and I've left it sitting in the water so it stays wet as well. And then what else am I going to do? I think that's pretty much it, apart from just getting started, so I will get that done now. What I'll do is, I just want to know, initially, because this plant is coming out, I need to try and release it from the roots. So I'm just going to just lift it up a bit and I'll see if it, oops, that's not good, I already broke a leaf. Yeah, I need to be a bit more gentle, so I'll just see if I can gently lift that up. I think that might do it. There we go. So unfortunately I did break this leaf, but there's still much of the crown there, so I'll just work with that. It's my plant ready. It does have a couple of roots in there, but because it was already in constantly wet soil, I'm hoping that would just continue the cycle. And what I am going to do is just fill up that little pot with some soil. Some of the potting mix. Oh, oops, what I should have done, sorry, is my mistake. I should have put in the wick first, so I'm just going to pull the wick through, just through the bottom holes, and I just want to see how much string I need in the reservoir. So I'm not sure if you can see that there. So as long as it's just dipping inside, I'm going to just have it touching the bottom, and I will just going to use a little clip to clip it on the side so I don't lose any length from where I need it to be. And let's start that again. I will now put in the potting mix. Now the potting mix should be wet, but I will put in some water a little bit later. I'm just going to gently see if that's deep enough. So probably that is deep enough. I don't want it to go, I don't want it to have too much space around it, just because it is a young plant, so I don't want it to drown in the soil. Let me just do this, so it's easier. I do like to use my fingers, however, it is quite delicate, so now that that is in there, I'm just going to move the wick gently around the corner of, or the base of the pot, just gently through, and then I'm just going to cover it up again. Some soil. I do need to bury it a little bit more. It's fine. I'm just gonna finish it up. When doing wicking, or when wicking your plants, I have heard it is important to use a light mix, and they do need apparently a lot of air just to get the process working well. Now what I am going to do is I'm just going to water this as well. Probably shouldn't have had all of that in the... It doesn't really matter. I'll water it in here just so I don't lose any water. I'm just using some bottled water rather than tap water, and I'm just going to thoroughly make it wet. The soil it was in was really wet anyway, so that's not a problem. I'm just going to add that in. I'm just going to water it very thoroughly right the way through, and I'll let any of that water that I'm watering just catch through on the bottom. And that should be enough to just start the capillary action, I think it's called. So as long as that, so just water it through from the top. Any water that I did use was in the reservoir. Now I will fill this up, I'll just monitor it to see how much is used, but basically that's it. Hopefully that should work. And today's date is the 31st of May, last day of the month. I'll just pop that in there, and I'm going to let it be. So just want to say thank you guys for watching. my videos. It's really encouraging to get people interested and some comments and feedback. As it is, it's just an experiment for me, and it's just a hobby as well. I have had violets before, but I didn't really know how to take care of them. So as I research more and I have the tools available to be able to plant them up and grow them, I'm just trying to focus on that and just develop my skills. So it's nice just to have you along that journey for me. If you do like my videos, please do subscribe. It does motivate me just to reach more subscribers and to keep them coming through. And if you have any comments or suggestions, any helpful tips, if you want to share your violets with me, I really love seeing them, and anything that's helpful, I'm always happy to receive that information from you guys. So thank you very much for watching, and take care. Bye bye.